Advanced Computer Network Exercise number 9, a step-by-step procedure in creating a traffic congestion simulation. Now we open the Cisco Packet Tracer. For this exercise, we will need to create a network. And in this network, we will create 4 end user. Create 1, 2, 3, 4, and we will need to have 1 server. Now in order to create this network, we will need to add a switch. And to complete this network, we will need to connect them using a UTP cable. Now in choosing a connection, we will choose a straight through connection. You can either use this will automatically select the appropriate connection that it needs, or you can specifically select this. This is a straight through cable connection. Use fast Ethernet, connect to switch 1, connect PC 2, connect PC 3, connect PC 4. We need to redo this one. Connect PC 4 and connect PC 5 to connect the server. Now we have created our network. Now in this network, we need to assign an IP. We assign IP, go to the desktop, and let's put an IP 1. Just let it automatically add the subnet mask, and 2, 3, 4. Now for this server, you can use the 5, it will still work, or just to make sure, because we're gonna assume that you will add more end users, so we will just put it on 250. It doesn't matter as long as you're still under 192.168.10. Now to check if our end users and servers connect with each other, we can ping them via command prompt terminal. We can connect the 2. 2 is good. 3 is good. 4 is good. And the server is good. Now we can see that there is connection between these end users and the server. The next thing to do is we need to modify the server. Go to the services and click on HTTP on, HTTPS on. Now why do we need to select HTTP? Because we are going to connect from PC1 to server via HTTP protocol. We are gonna use a browser to connect to a server which uses an HTTP protocol. Now on this HTTP protocol, we're going to modify the index HTML Now this is the page that will display once we enter the address of the server in our browser. This acts same as how we surf the web page. So this will act as the web page when we type the IP address of a server. So let's try to modify this one. This is not a Cisco Packet Tracer exercise. This is a traffic congestion sample. Welcome to simulation congestion. Now we will save this file. Overwrite the file. This file will act as the web page when we try to surf the server via IP. So we save that. Let's close it, and we will go to our end user. Now on end user, let's assume that you wanted to browse the server. This works the same as when you surf the web page. Only since this one has no domain, we are gonna use the address of the server. So it is 192.168.10.250. As you can see, this is the HTML page, the index HTML page that we modified. So whatever we put there, we can see here the title and the content. So it's working. We can surf the server via IP from our end user. Now let's close this one. Now we are gonna test. We are gonna set a traffic generator. So we are gonna check and control the data that will be sent to the server. We're gonna add a traffic generator. Now in this traffic generator, select desktop tab and select, this is the port that you are using in this end user. So since there's only one port that is selected, this is automatically selected. So now we need to change this one to HTTP, since we are gonna connect via HTTP protocol to our server. Now the destination IP is the server, so 192.168.10.250, and the source, of course, is our end user's IP, 192.168.10.1. And no need to change this, no need to change it. Now starting source port. Now this is the port number that we are gonna use to send the data to our server. This is the port from our PC end user where the data will transmit. So let us use 1050. Now what is 10? Now why do we need to use 1050? Let's just assume that we're gonna use 1050, and the port destination is 80. Now what is this port? This is the port where our end user, our server, will receive from end user the data from the end user. So this is similar as to what you see some on the address that it has here, 80. It is similar. That is the port. So this is the port also where we're going to send the specific destination. the data. So we're going to send it to this IP. On this IP, we're going to send it on this port. Now this is the size. We will send a size of 64 and set the simulation setting periodic to 2 intervals. So what does this mean? This means that, as I understand it, this means that we are going to send 64 at maximum over an interval of 2 seconds. Every 2 seconds, we're going to send a maximum of 64. I think this is bit. 64 bit per 2 seconds interval. Now before we click the send, if we click now, we cannot see how the data transmitted. So what we need to do is we need to open this simulation tab, simulation panel, so that we can see if the data will send. Now once this simulation panel is open, you can just click auto capture. Now here you can see that the data is passed and returned back to the sender. This check indicates that the sender received the data, that the destination had already received the data. Now let us check it. Let us check it again. Let's click stop. Now reset simulation. Let's reset the simulation and check it again. Now once we click send, before clicking send, make sure that you click the auto capture. Now that is the initial state. Now if we click send, we will see how the data will transmit. It found the server and it turned back to the switch and it returned back to the sender. The procedure is sent to the switch. The switch will find the server, a destination, and it will send to the destination. And when it's sent to the destination, it will send back, indicating that it had already sent. Now that is a simulation. This is the traffic simulation. And that's it for this exercise for traffic congestion simulation.